You're listening to DraftKings Network.
Smirnoff knows there's no I in football. Football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together with good drinks and good people. Smirnoff is the world's #1 vodka and is an official vodka partner of the NFL. And this year, Smirnoff is giving fans in select areas of the country a chance to win the ultimate game day experience. From tickets to sideline passes and much more, just head to WeDoGameDays.com until November 15, 2024 to enter for your chance to win. That's WeDoGameDays.com. Smirnoff, we do game days.
Please drink responsibly. Smirnoff number 21 vodka, distilled from grain, 40% alcohol by volume. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York. Please do not share with anyone under legal drinking age. No purchase necessary. 21 plus. Ends November 15, 2024. See rules at website for participating area and other important details. Sponsored by Diageo Americas Inc., New York, New York.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. If you're a smoker or dipper looking to make a change, you really only need one reason to do it. But with Zyn nicotine pouches, you can find many. Zyn is America's #1 nicotine pouch. It's made with only 6 simple ingredients. There are lots of options when it comes to nicotine satisfaction, but there's only one Zyn. Learn more about Zyn and find your reason to make a change by registering online at Zyn.com.
Welcome to the Big Suey, presented by DraftKings,
Why are you listening to this show?
the podcast that seems very similar to the other Dan Le Batard podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
In fact, the only difference seems to be this imaging.
I have been tempted in restaurants just walking past tables to grab somebody's fries that if they're just there. That hasn't happened to you guys?
I've done it.
And now, here's the marching man to nowhere, Fat Face, and the habitual liar.
I mean, I don't have a great deal of confidence that by the end of this segment, we're going to be able to execute, now no longer on the Max Hour, Max Asshole. I have called Chris Wittyngham. I thought that would be funny to have him do the play-by-play on Georgia Tech football. He's too busy doing soccer famous things. Called Boog Shambi. He's too busy doing video game voices. All of our friends, all of the big broadcaster friends that we have, too busy to do this. And so I don't know if in the next 30 minutes we're going to be able to execute. It's already no longer in the Max Hour, Max Asshole.
Yeah. No, that's a shame. I thought for sure we'd get Sedano. He's always, anytime he's got an opportunity to do play-by-play, he's jumping at the bit. So I said, George.
Local legend Eric Reed, maybe?
When's the last time he did a football game?
Football's tough. It's a totally different skill set. It's not
Greg
the same
Cody
thing.
doing Eric Reed, maybe.
Now you've sold me.
Now you've got a decent idea. Now the problem is explaining the bit to him, explaining play-by-play, asking him to do anything other than a very limited, fake, nasally Eric Reed.
In about 5 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. See how that goes. It's like trying to change. It's like trying to teach your grandparents the technology. Like it's not. You got no shot there.
This is how you set your VCR.
I have no confidence, okay, that we're going to be able to execute this, but I'm going to try anyway. Before we get there, I've got a handful of things that I wish to get to, some of them basketball related. But first, can someone tell me the ramifications of 40 monkeys being loose in South Carolina? I don't know what that means, and at this point, I am scared of everything, and perhaps this makes me a stupid person, and perhaps I fear too many things when RFK is in charge of health and we're taking fluoride out of the water, and I'm like, okay, where are we headed with all of this? What does it mean that 40 monkeys are on the loose? Are we just going to allow people to keep getting sick with weird viruses because we don't know how to combat them, or am I overreacting?
What's the deal with these 40 monkeys? Because this is the first I'm hearing about this, and South Carolina's pretty far away.
It sounds like a movie, right? So the primates broke loose from the Alpha Genesis factory in Beaufort County.
Oh, my God.
Right out there.
What are we doing?
Right there. That sounds a little scary.
The Alpha Genesis factory?
In Beaufort County.
This is absolutely a movie. This is how Planet of the Apes started.
Exactly right.
They were at the Alpha Genesis factory in San Francisco.
Izzy says South Carolina is far away. China is too. And that seemed to be a virus that went everywhere. And so I asked the question, totally ignorant. I've seen those outbreak movies. I it's all I have, really, in terms of information's facts. I don't know what it means for 40 monkeys to escape from a lab. It sounds like something you don't want in your life, whether you're in South Carolina or somewhere else. But I mean, Ron McGill could probably give us some expertise as to what it is that this means. Is it something I should fear? I find myself fearing more and more these days.
You reminded me that my father, in his eminent wisdom, decided to show my children Outbreak during the pandemic.
Oh, no.
One of my core youth memories is not too young, but being afraid from watching that movie. It felt absolutely possible that Outbreak could break out here in the States or here in the world. And now it feels like since we just went through this pandemic, that 40 monkey story is really creeping me out.
The staff at Alpha Genesis are currently attempting to entice the animals back using food in order to ensure their safe capture.
40 Monkeys sounds like both a dystopian movie and a new tequila, like a mezcal.
Oh, yeah, smoky,
right? A smoky one, yeah.
Imagine the bottle.
A little mezcal.
Mezcal.
I like this glass half full approach. Instead of panicking, let's imagine a nice mezcal on the rocks.
I mean, sure.
Ah, you got it?
Sure.
40 monkeys.
Yes, 40 Monkeys sounds like a pretty exotic tequila. Again, though, I was very ignorant when the virus made an appearance. I remember sort of watching it on the television. It's 5 a.m. when it first starts breaking on CNN. Hey, there's this problem in China. I'm like, oh, that's far away. That's not going to change entire Earth and freedom and democracy as I know it and currency. It's not going to change everything. It's just a virus that's far away, right?
And imagine I was on my honeymoon when I saw that same exact news break, but I was in Thailand, which has the most Chinese tourists in the world during the Chinese New Year. So we were like, oh, that's interesting.
So we don't know if these monkeys were being studied for anything. We don't know if any tests were being done. We don't know if these monkeys are sick, right?
You guys agree with me that 40 Monkeys is a movie. That doesn't have an ending that's good for humans, right? Whatever the movie is, if I tell you nothing more other than the movie title, and the movie title is 40 Monkeys, that movie goes dark places, right? It's not a comedy.
I don't know. You don't think you can put 40 monkeys together and they build a fun community and everybody likes each other?
Dan, they did build...
I haven't been able to do that at Meadowlark.
Buzzing.
I think you're at 39.
Izzy, they did build a community. It's called Planet of the Apes. They all got along. The apes did, at least. Us, not so much. But again, we weren't eradicated by the apes trying to get rid of us. If you remember the end of the first Planet of the Apes with Franco, it starts with the guy, he's a pilot, and or it ends with the guy, he's a pilot, and he gets on the plane, and then we see that line of the flight going to Europe, and then it spreads in Europe, and then the flight goes to Asia, and it spreads in Asia, and that's how it happens, right? Now, here's the thing. You say, we don't know if these monkeys are sick. Let me tell you right now, they were at the Alpha Genesis factory. There's no chance they weren't sick.
Yeah, but my whole life I was told, hey, raccoons have rabies or whatever, stay away from them. But then people are friendly with raccoons all the time, so should we stay away from them or not?
I don't think people are friendly with raccoons all the time. I think you're living in a different America than I am.
The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention confirmed in a statement that the monkeys were previously living on Morgan Island as free-range monkeys and were brought to the Alpha Genesis facility for conditioning to be around people.
Free range monkeys.
So to work out, conditioning.
So we're okay.
We're good.
They're just doing cardio.
They're going to do their own thing. We're going to leave. We're going to leave them over there. We're going to be over here.
They're trying to quit the gym.
Why is there a facility?
Alpha Genesis.
They were on an island? That's a movie I want to watch. Morgan Island, where it's just a bunch of free-range monkeys, and then we're trapped on the island. And Roy, can we get that trickling sound? We're in the bowels of the island in the abandoned factory because now the monkeys have taken over.
This is a horror now. Now the 40 monkeys are in charge because I'm walking through the darkness and the monkeys have better eyes than I do in this darkness with leaky pipes. They're also less afraid than I am.
It doesn't matter what the premise of the movie is. If Alpha Genesis is the title of the company of the bad guys, I'm in on this movie.
Alpha Genesis, they made some mistakes, and now the monkeys are super intelligent, and they're running this island, and we're stuck on the island. We got to get out. And in the middle of this, while we're in that basement with the dripping thing and worried about killer monkeys, we're having a disagreement about whether Anderson is a first name or not.
In Alpha Genesis, is it because of corporate greed that everything got thrown off,
For sure.
or was it because a scientist was trying to play God?
Oh, that's a good question. I answered too quickly.
Wow. Hold on.
Is it corporate greed? They wanted to have monkeys do something for humans in a servitude way, or is it a scientist who's like, you know what, I can change things?
It's probably a scientist trying to play God in service of corporate greed. It's probably
the duo.
It's probably got to be both of those. He's not a
That's
rogue.
the turn in the movie, though.
He's not a rogue scientific God. He's clearly bought by the oil company.
He's the CEO and chief scientist. And this is his passion project.
Twist at the end, the project was just finding a faster way to warm the cockles.
Alpha Genesis.
Dude.
I mean, that's out of fiction. Are you kidding me? That's a real thing. You guys are going to tell me that the monkeys escaped from a lab. Give it a fictional name. I've got it. What's the most dystopian thing that's going to eat your face? Alpha Genesis. Yeah, that's a Ponzi scheme. That's not a real thing. That's a company name that they exist only to exist. They exist only to release 40 monkeys into your nightmares.
It's either that or A-Rod got steroids from them.
That too. That's one of the
With Alpha Genesis, I'm hitting 50 homers this year.
One of the funniest things to happen in the history of sports is A-Rod and Manny Ramirez making their way through that Tony Bosch Boca Raton tanning clinic of hormones. Like that baseball was being run from a Boca strip mall.
Alpha Genesis also has henchmen, right? Who have Alpha Genesis branded jumpsuits, but they only exist to get their faces eaten by monkeys.
Nobody trusts Alpha Genesis, right? There's no one who lives in proud service of Alpha Genesis except the scientist who's trying to play God.
I think that there was a time where Alpha Genesis was the sterling object of creating things that were good for people, but then the guy at the top, chief science officer, but also CEO, got a little too greedy.
Absolute
got a little too close to the sun.
Absolutely.
The passion project done in secrecy on Morgan Island, because obviously they got so successful, they bought Morgan Island.
It stopped being a utopian scientific pursuit in the search of knowledge and became a greedy ego fest that releases 40 monkeys in South Carolina from a place. You got to be kidding me with this name. Who trusts Alpha Genesis?
You have to blow up the island.
Yeah, that's the sequel. Return to Monkey Island.
Return to Morgan Island. Yes, that is the sequel. Turns out there was one monkey that was still alive.
Yeah, they captured the monkeys, and at the end of the episode, you count a freeze frame, you can only count 39.
Uh-oh.
Roy, can you do me a favor and please pull out the wheel of only NBA issues? This is not a wheel that we
hang on a second, we got to find it
out of the closet. It might be in storage.
Dusty.
It might be difficult to find. But if you can find the wheel of NBA issues, there are a number of things I want to put in front of Amin. You found it already? Wow.
Roy's very
good silence.
Oh, it sounds so creaky.
So it's Draymond talking on a podcast about his relationship with Steven Adams. It's J.J. Redick. It is Puka Nacua saying that he could play in the NBA. And it's Stephen A. Smith saying that he might run for president of the United States. Which did it land on there?
Roy?
Oh, it landed on Stephen A.
Dang it.
All right, so admittedly, I have not heard this. I have merely read his quote, but I have not heard what the quotes are. And so I've been trying to imagine what that sounds like.
Do you want to read the quotes to us as just Amin, not as Stephen A. Smith? What are the quotes saying?
So just want to make sure that video knows we have the clip ready to go, but just wait for me to try and guess how it sounded.
You have not heard this?
I've not heard it. I just have the
I like
print.
this game.
Yeah, right? I like that he's taken on the challenge of this game because there's going to be a payoff here.
All right, here we go. So he was asked the idea of running for president. He said, hell no. I have no desire to be a congressional figure or a senator. But if you came to me and you told me I had a legitimate shot to win the presidency of the United States of America, I would definitely consider it. I have it that he never actually gets loud. He just does that trail off of the, and it's almost kind of sensual. Like, I would definitely consider it. Kind of like, you don't want to make an enemy out of me, right?
Oh, I think he goes bold and defiant on the dismount and says, but I would definitely, I think he nails, I think he escalates to the last sentence.
Can you give us both? Can you give us Dan's option and see which one comes true?
All right. Hell no. I have no desire to be a congressional figure or senator, but if you came to me and you told me I had a legitimate shot to win the presidency of the United States of America, I would definitely consider it.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know.
I think he goes subtle.
Okay, so you think he understates his candidacy for United States president and isn't going to go over the top? Because we've noticed, he moderated a News Nation panel. He has chosen a lane, maximum audience. Maximum audience.
So not right down the middle, just collect everybody.
Newsmax it's gonna be Stephen A's Newsmax, where he's got Hannity, because Trump now says Fox isn't Hannity enough. Fox isn't on his side enough. So big audience building Stephen A. You think he's announcing his candidacy for presidency subtly instead of with maximum bravado because he wants the American people to believe in him, start believing in him right now. The campaign starts right now.
I just feel like this is the kind of thing that he delivers with subtlety, sotto voce, if you want. Because it reminds me, like I said, of the Kevin Durant, the original feud from a couple of years ago. But we have the actual video, Dan, so we don't have to guess anymore. Let's hear him from his own words.
You've been asked, I hear, about running for political office in the future. And some people have said that they could see you running for president. Mm-hmm. Would you do that? You think you qualify to run for president? I mean, the bar is pretty low anyway.
I do not.
Can you rephrase that? I just think that the bar is really low because Trump really had no political experience and went from 0 to 100, right? He didn't start in the city council and stuff like that. So the bar is low. Anyone can run.
I have said this on many occasions. The answer would be hell no, because I like my life. I'm living a pretty good life. But I must confess, I wish I could debate some of these guys. I'd love to be on a debate stage going up against these guys with the presidency on the line.
We will arrange that.
I'm half joking, but I kind of mean it. I mean, I have no desire to be a congressional figure or a senator. But if you came to me and you told me I had a legitimate shot to win the presidency of the United States of America, I would definitely consider it.
Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it, Amin.
Good job.
You know what, though? You guys left out an important bit of context. I thought he was doing this on First Take.
Agreed.
I did not know he was doing this surrounded by women, and so he was on The View, and of course he was going to go cocky, sensual.
Smooth.
I did, but
I
you got to give me that information.
That's true.
You got to give me that information.
I did know he did it on The View. I swear to God, people are going to say, oh, clearly Amin watched it. I swear to God, I did not watch it before, but I knew it did happen on The View. I apologize for lacking the context.
Howdy, folks. It's Mike. It's football season. It's November. The leaves are turning colors and the pads are popping. From defending your favorite team after a bad loss to obsessively checking your fantasy lineup, football fandom is bigger than just Sundays. Miller Lite knows the passion that comes with rooting for your team, like the debate that sparked way back in 1975. Great taste versus less filling. So, what's the best thing about the original light beer? Let it be both the great taste and the fact that it is less filling. Because Miller Lite keeps it simple. Undebatable quality, great taste, and only 96 calories. It's a beer that strips everything away that you don't need and holds on to what matters most. Holds on to it the way that you'd hold on to a football for ball security high and tight, or the way that you hold on to that beautiful white can on the outside. With the temperature dipping, you don't even need a koozie anymore. How sweet is that? Make your game time taste like Miller time. Tastes great and less filling. Let it be both. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, visit MillerLite.com/Dan, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer. Hey folks, it's Mike. Put the town on alert! This weekend begins the first edition of the Choque de Gigantes tournament right here in Miami, Florida. This 6-game tournament will run from November 8th to the 10th at Lone Depot Park. It's featuring the best league teams from Venezuela, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic. Game Time is offering 10% off on Choque de Gigantes tickets until Friday, November 8th. Game Time has this great feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting into your favorite games even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. With Game Time Picks, it helps make curation easier to save more on sports, concerts, comedy, and theater, and so much more. It also has all-in pricing, which for me is key. I hate it when I check out and I see all sorts of additional fees. Well, with one click of a button, you see all-in pricing, so there are no surprises prizes at checkout, and you also get panoramic seat views. Take the guesswork at buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DAN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DAN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time!
Folks, the NBA is finally back. A new season means new ways to get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Who's draining threes from beyond the arc? Who's crashing the boards? Who's grabbing rebounds? Get behind your favorite players and the prop bets you can make on DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Every point counts with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code DAN. That's code DAN for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. My mouth is salivating at that deal. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/bball.
Don Le Batard.
To us residents.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty
It's in there. It's better.
You think I haven't been practicing?
Stugotz.
I didn't realize we had a substitute complicated legacy
Brought to you by
joke.
Headquarter Toyota. 441 Powerline Road. Second down and 9.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Let's spin the wheel again here and see what it comes up on the wheel here. And something else has made an appearance on the wheel. I can't quite see it from here. Does it say Trump on the wheel? Go ahead and spin the wheel there. So you got J.J. Redick. You've got Draymond Green talking about his relationship with Steven Adams. What are you smirking about? I mean, what's so funny?
This next topic is going to be a good one.
What is the next topic? I can't see it.
You can't see it?
Let me look real quick.
Trump. It says
No, it does not say Trump.
It doesn't say Trump up there?
Ooh, J.J. Redick.
Yes.
So close.
Why is that so close? So we talked about this yesterday, about J.J. Redick having a conversation with D'Angelo Russell, benching him for the rest of the game. And, what does that mean? Cool. It was a regular basketball conversation. I had not realized what J.J. Redick's reaction was in-game, in real time, at the thing that made him bench D'Angelo Russell. We've got that video, ladies and gentlemen.
JJ, you're talking a lot about two or three guys, getting them to put in the effort. You've talked a lot about wanting to play hard and LeBron being the guy that played hard in tonight's game. How do you address that with the team? What's your philosophy for approaching that?
I just did.
Okay.
I mean, if you're going to throw it to video, you need to let video know what the video is. You need to do that. They don't work that way. You got to inform them. They can't read your mind. They need
That's reading my mind. I sent an email and everything.
Okay,
it's still helpful. It's J.J. Redick storming off on a press conference in month 2 of his professional
let's
coaching
play the
debut?
other sound that Amin actually wanted. He's a little amateur at throwing it to sound of the video room. It's a very difficult thing. You have to understand the video's got to be prepared. You talk about it beforehand, and then you say, "Hey, video, here's the video that I need when I'm talking about something. Can you play the correct video?" It's we haven't figured it out. We haven't figured it out in 4 years.
Apparently, we have the real video now.
Okay,
let's see the real video.
By Huff, 10 to shoot. Steps back beyond the arc. Blocked by Huff. Huff stuff.
Look at J.J. Redick.
Aldama. J. Huff, another three.
J.J. Redick picks up and slams down his seat that he's actually sitting in,
on.
which is kind of tricky, 3 times.
The first one is kind of like I'm so frustrated. And then you got some endorphin release there. And he's like, I'm frustrated. He loses it. He loses it right there. That's not I'm disappointed in you, D-Lo. That's what the heck are you doing out there?
He did, for those who don't have the video, he was in a chair, an expensive and heavy chair he was sitting in. He was squeezing it, very frustrated, and lifting it off the ground while he sat in it in his frustration, literally sitting in his frustration. As J.J. Redick presents to us the optics of being a coach with no experience being a coach, generally speaking, as a leader in that sport, Do you believe in coaches who haven't done anything and have that temperament? Because J.J. Redick has been an impatient, lose-your-temper guy since college. That is not something you give power to and expect lose-your-temper guy to suddenly have less of a temper. He's got less control over the results than he's ever had, and he never had that much control over the results because he was a player who always fit in somewhere.
Right.
That temperament doesn't seem long for that job unless he does some learning about patience.
I would say that, yes, he had a bad temper in college and then was very quickly humbled in the NBA by not being in the rotation and having to work his way. And he really mellowed over time. But now this is a different journey. And there are going to be times where you are frustrated because, like you said, there's a lack of control. At the end of the day, as a coach, I can't play. They're the ones who are playing. So you kind of have to live and die with that. The reality is the number one person who he needs in his corner is in his corner. And as long as LeBron is like, yeah, JJ's right, then he can say and do anything.
But this is dangerous. I mean, don't you think, like, if this is not saying he can't change, right? But if this is the lane you choose, whether it be, let's start with sort of his approach to the media, right? You saw in that first clip where we weren't supposed to play, but it was helpful, where he was just the look he was giving was, I'm angry, and he's probably angry at his players, but I'm angry at you, right? The result of that, the storm off, him using curse words, him telling people, like, he could have taken a different lane. Like, I remember the first game he did, he didn't know how to tie his own tie. Like, I helped him tie his tie. It was adorable. Wow. It was like, wow. He
Hold on.
Yeah.
We're going all the way back to 2006?
No. Whenever he started his broadcast career.
Oh, his broadcast career.
The first game he did as a broadcaster. So after his entire, NBA career, after, probably got dressed in suits a bunch of times, didn't really know how to tie a tie, tied his tie for him. Thought it was cute, whatever.
How about that?
That's not, he's clearly taking the, hey, I'm just going to be an a-hole lane. And even when you're talking about with the media, like, it serves a purpose to sort of warm yourself up to the media. Like they're currently taking a defensive stance against you because you're setting that tone versus if you were to just sort of warm up to them and be like, hey, I'm likable, whatever. Those people who say negative things, they're a little crazy. They're a little off the wall. I'm not going to deal with them. But you guys, you're cool. You get protected that way.
You got to do some winning first before you can adopt that personality. The reality, though, is, I think JJ already kind of had a less than elevated opinion of the media covering basketball. If you listen to him on the podcast where he talks about, like they don't cover basketball like this. Listen to him on First Take, kind of disparaging.
He does not respect the grand majority of basketball coverage. He thinks is ignorant, empty, and doesn't know nearly as much as he does.
Well, I don't think it's ignorant, empty,
and
doesn't
he's
know
not
as much.
wrong. And he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, but also a level of you guys are focused on the wrong things. You guys aren't focused on the actual real basketball stuff. Much like when we talked about Durant yesterday, he would have hated our conversation because the conversation was all centered about how he feels as opposed to how he plays.
JJ Redick would like about 2 or 1% of everything being produced by NBA media in all of its forms.
I don't want to put a number on it, but yes, there's a lot of it he does not respect. But that question right there, that ain't it. That's him being frustrated because this thing started and I was getting my ass kissed and carried on a pagoda, and now reality is sinking in, and now we're asking the questions that make me feel uncomfortable because I'm realizing, it's not as easy as I thought.
And you mentioned LeBron James, and he's protected by LeBron because as long as LeBron's okay with it. How long is LeBron going to be around? Like, J.J. Redick's coaching career is going to last longer than LeBron's career, is it not?
You fool. You think J.J. Redick is going to coach longer than LeBron James? What is he, Larry Brown?
What is that word you used? I don't know how you spell it. Pagoda?
Yeah.
Pagoda? How do you spell that word?
Pagoda.
Something you'd carry Cleopatra around in?
Yeah, they carry like royalty and stuff when they carry him to this town square.
That is a sign of Izzy aging right there. That's a Kornheiser special joke right there. It's not just that it was Abe Vigoda, which
I'm not even sure who it is or if I said it right.
It was Barney Miller. You did say it right. But just that joke is what Kornheiser does now. Anytime he hears anyone's name, and he's been doing it for 20 years, it's how you age. It's how
I can do PTI now.
Yes, it's how one ages. We got to get to Maximum Asshole, and I love that Chris Wittyngham pops into the Zoom as I say that. But before we get to Max Asshole, let's do Against the Spread, please.
right, everybody, it's time for Against the Spread. It's sponsored by DraftKings. Stay tuned because you'll hear more about DraftKings and all it has to offer throughout the show. DraftKings, the crown is yours. I am going to start with Penguins and Capitals. Alexander Ovechkin has a 5-game goal-scoring streak, and the favorites have won the last 13 games that the Penguins have been involved in. And also, I don't like the Penguins. The Capitals are favored in this game by a goal and a half. Go with them today against the spread.
Right. Shout out to the Penguins.
The Panthers won 6-2 last night. Can you explain to me what's happening with Winnipeg, please? Am I to fear Winnipeg? Why does Winnipeg never lose?
Well, it was the same thing as last year, and they got upset in the first round. So might happen again, might not.
It was 12-1 last year is how they started?
Yeah, they came into the playoffs as pretty much world beaters. So, but they ended up losing. So don't worry about them for right now. Tony?
The Jets going to the NFL. A lot of juicy lines in this week's offering and slate of the NFL, but I'm going to stick with one that
sounds like he's choosing that line.
No, because I'm looking. No.
It sounds like you're filibustering and pausing, and you weren't ready for the segment. We're in a contract here, sponsored segment.
Oh, trust me, I am beyond ready because I've got my game.
Well,
the
you
issue
sound like you're filibustering.
No. It's just we're stretching because there's so much.
I don't need stretch. I want to get to Max asshole.
Oh, okay. Buffalo Bills -3.5 against the Colts. Joe Flacco. I think that Josh Allen's playing special right now. They're going to get things settled with Amari Cooper. That offense is good. The Colts kind of average, getting 3.5 at home. I'm going to take the Bills -3.5.
That line feels suspicious. What's happening with that line?
I told you there's a lot of juicy lines. I could have gone Minnesota Vikings -7.
What does the money know that I don't know? The Bills are at home and they're only a 3.5.
No, Colts are at home. Colts are at home, getting 3.5.
All right.
The juice is loose.
Thank you.
Should I leave? Do you want me to leave for this?
Tell me the best way to do this. We've got Chris Wittyngham is here, and I'm setting up a bit that I don't have confidence in, but at the very least, I do have confidence in your ability to be a maximum asshole, and I do have confidence in Chris Whittingham's ability to be a play-by-play man. So,
let me tell you right now, for the listening audience, Chris Whittingham looks like he came to call a game.
Yes.
This isn't him in his pajamas
he's
with his
totally
oven
ready.
clock.
He's been waiting for several months now for this call to come where he can do fake Georgia Tech play-by-play to summon Amin's maximum asshole. So, Amin, you go to the green room. Whittingham, what has been explained to you as we get Amin set up here because we're doing this on the fly and I don't know if you have enough information.
Well, I got sort of the gist of this idea that you do want to do kind of a maximum asshole style bit. And you want to make Amin feel good, presumably, going into the University of Miami game. But I have some lines of play-by-play in front of me, and I know that we're trying to make Amin feel good, but it's sort of an incomplete picture I have.
Okay, so are you going to build the ad-lib around what it is that your play-by-play is? Because I don't want you to have to stick to a script, but all we're trying to do is because you're a maximum asshole as a broadcaster and he's a maximum asshole as a fan, we're just trying to give Max a maximum asshole moment. And so we think that his fandom, his ignorant fandom that knows precious, precious little about Georgia Tech will be on display on Saturday in an aggressive, peacocking fashion if he's able to out-loud Miami fans.
I'm getting the feeling, just based off of looking at the names in front of me, that I will be introducing Amin to Georgia Tech players over the course of the next 5 minutes.
That's right.
There's no chance he knows the names of any of these people.
No, he does not. He knows Haynes King, and he thought he was black just based on his name, and he is not. Right. He is not black. He is white. He is their quarterback. He knows nothing, but he wants to be able to say, "You suck, Miami." He's living the most blissful sports life, where he gets to root for his team, doesn't actually care, and if he wins, it's a gold mine. It is the safest space for a sports
And if he
fan.
loses, it was expected to happen anyway, so who cares?
That's right.
Ignorance is bliss.
It is. It's wonderful. Okay, so Amin is in position. Does his microphone work? Is everything in order? All right, we're going to close out this segment. Go ahead and give, let's do this for as long as we can before we run out of time. Give him some play-by-play there, Wittyngham.
All right, here we go.
First drive of the game here for the number one offense in the nation, leading in both yards per game and in points per game under quarterback and Heisman candidate Cam Ward.
Make noise, guys. Come on. All right, here we go. Okay.
Ward out of the gun on 1st and 10. Ward scanning the field, looking towards Xavier Restrepo. He's hit from behind. The ball is out. The ball is out. Romello Height, the strip sack, and the recovery for Height.
Did you lose
Romello Height, he leads the Yellow Jackets with 2.5 sacks, and he's got the ball for the Yellow Jackets.
Mike, I think you dropped something. Is this yours? Nope, it's mine now. It's mine now. Let's go, Jackets.
What an asshole.
Excellent. All right, let's keep going.
Where we at? Hey, does someone turn on the transistor radio so I can know what yard line are we on? Are we in their territory?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Back off.
Okay.
3rd down and 12 here from the Miami 47. Once again, trailing in the first half, down 14-0 in this second quarter. Ward dropping back to pass. He rolls to his right. He fires it deep downfield, and there's Restrepo, his first chunk play of the game. And you don't want to let this offense get rolling. 36-yard gain for Restrepo. It's the Canes into the red zone. We're going from right to left on your radio dial.
Congratulations. So you guys know how to play this game. Yeah, you're supposed to throw it to your team. Well, very well done, Michael. You guys must be very proud of your boys.
All right.
Guy.
We need the other moments. He doesn't need to be reacting to Miami doing well. We need more asshole.
But Dan, it sets up 4th and 3 from the Georgia Tech 7, and the Canes have settled for a field goal. 25 seconds left. It's going to be a 27-yard chip shot for Borregales. The snap is good. The hold is good, but it's blocked. It's blocked, and it's recovered by Kyle Efford. Amin has no idea who that is. And here goes Efford. He's at the 50. Ken McCormick is on his horse trying to catch him, but he will not. It's 20-7 Yellow Jackets. What a swing for Georgia Tech.
Take it to the house. Take it to the house. Oh, is that a Miami song? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I use your music? Oh, pardon me. Didn't know it's only meant for you people. Guess what? It's ours now. Let's go, Jackets!
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I never want to leave the air. I want to do this.
Keep going.
I don't even want college football Saturday. I want to watch this instead. Go ahead, Wittyngham.
Georgia Tech's got the ball to start the second half on a great drive. Already in Canes territory after 33 yards on the ground from Jamal Haynes. I'm introducing Amin to these people. 1st and 10 from the Canes 47. Handoff to Haynes. Haynes powering through tacklers, but the ball is out. It's recovered by Miami, and this is the last thing you want to see if your head coach Brent Key, who Amin definitely doesn't know, has to be mistake-free football if you're going to beat this Hurricanes team, and that one might come back to bite them.
Scoreboard. What are we talking about?
Wittyngham, close us out. Do the last play of the game. We're out of time.
What's the score?
Give us the entire. Hold on. I mean, we're going to get the whole situation here. We're going to get our punctuation. What do we have, Wittyngham? It's the end of the game.
So here we are after the Miami timeout. The game is tied at 28. 1:37 to go. Georgia Tech ball. 3rd and 8 to go. A first down. And they can set up the game-winning field goal. Haynes King goes back to pass, and here comes the pressure, but King breaks contain. He's out to his left. He evades the tackle. He's now moving to his right. He's looking for anyone downfield. He'll try and take it himself, and he does it. He goes in for the score. It's touchdown, Georgia Tech. Down goes Miami.
Hey, good game, Mike. Good game, really. You guys tried hard. I really respect you, as a competitor. No, for real. You guys really good. Like, I think you guys had a chance. It's only one loss. It's not a big deal. Yeah. That's how you end it, guys. You got to end it nice and subtle and polite and sportsmanlike. After you talked all the shit the whole game long, when you win the game, he turns and, hey, good game. Hold on, look at the game. Hey, good game. Yeah. No, you guys tried hard. You got a good game. You got a good team. I like your quarterback. He's good. Yeah. Best of luck to you. I'm a rapper. Second in here. A hell of an engineer. Something, and I drink my whiskey clear. I'm a rambling, gambling, hell of an engineer. Hey, go Jacket. Go Jacket. Success. Ladies and gentlemen, that was 17% of Max asshole.
Hey folks, it's Mike. Put the Chi-Town on alert! This weekend begins the first edition of the Choque de Gigantes tournament right here in Miami, Florida. This 6-game tournament will run from November 8th to the 10th at Lone Depot Park. It's featuring the best league teams from Venezuela, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic. Game Time is offering 10% off on Choque de Gigantes tickets until Friday, November 8th. Game Time has this great feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting into your favorite games even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. With Game Time Picks, it helps make curation easier to save more on sports, concerts, comedy, and theater, and so much more. It also has all-in pricing, which for me is key. I hate it when I check out and I see all sorts of additional fees. Well, with one click of a button, you see all-in pricing, so there are no surprises at checkout, and you also get panoramic seat views. Take the guesswork at buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DAN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DAN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time!
Stugotz here for my friends over at Simply Safe. The holiday season is right around the corner. That means you're away more, and burglars know it. That means you need to protect your home. Right now, Simply Safe is giving exclusive early access to its Black Friday sale to Batard Show listeners. Simply Safe is the home security I trust to keep my home and family safe. Simply Safe is a new way to protect your home that stops intruders before they break into your home. Old school systems only take action once someone is already inside your home. That's too late. Simply Safe's Active Guard outdoor protection changes the game by preventing crime before it even happens. If someone's lurking around or acting suspiciously, those agents see them in real time, talk to them directly, set off your spotlight, and even call the police before they've had a chance to break in. Simply Safe is offering my listeners exclusive early access to their Black Friday sale. This week only, you can take 60% off any new system with a select professional monitoring plan. This is their best offer of the year. Head to simplysafe.com/DLB to claim your discount and make sure your home is safe this holiday season. Don't wait. This offer won't last long. Keep your home, your family, and your peace of mind protected with Simply Safe. There's no safe like Simply Safe.